Hello, welcome back, friends. If you're new around here, I'm Big Gatah. If you came looking for the sharpest tennis bets, you're right where you belong. We're covering Los Cabos on the hard courts, Bastad in Sweden on clay, and Gstaad on the clay as well. Okay? We're making it all the way to the quarterfinals right now. We just covered round two in the past two videos, so make sure you pop into the comments and give me your best bets for what you got going on for tonight and tomorrow. And make sure you look out for the pin comment as well, so you can see what I'm playing. If you do enjoy these videos and these breakdowns, please give the video a like. If you would like to get the picks as soon as they get uploaded, make sure you subscribe. And if you are feeling generous, there is a link in the pinned comment every video if you would like to donate. It's there to do so. Okay. What are we looking like after today? Wow. Well, hopefully everybody made a little bit of money. I made a little bit. Dzumhur got us our money line, and we got a set from Emilio Nava. So those straights won, but we took Baez money line to pair with Nava. That didn't hit. And then we also took Shevchenko to get a set against Bublik. Bublik looked great today. Who would have thought? So it's days like this happen, right? Like, we can't be too... It is what it is. We come back and we swing harder. Just more calculated the next time, all right? So that's what we're going to do today. Get us some decent picks and get us back on the winning track. Simple as that. So let's start with Los Cabos, being as though the matches do take place in the evening. So the soonest ones that we got coming up next. And the first one we have will be Tristan Schoolkate going against Denis Shapovalov. El Chapo for short. Now, they have yet to play each other. Schoolkate is 27-15 on the hard courts this season, mainly at a challenger level. He's 36-21 across all surfaces. And then we have El Chapo, who is 16-14 this season. Coming into this tournament, he was 15-14, 7-6 on the hard courts. So, safe to say we've seen a big dip in his play. We had one retirement from him back in April, back in Munich, but seemingly he's not hurt. He just has been not successful recently, just a bit out of form. But if you saw him play against Nanda, you would think that he didn't skip a beat on the hard courts. His last loss on the hard courts was to Taylor Fritz, so he lost in straights, but he came back today looking good. He looked good. If you didn't watch the match, like, he didn't give Nanda a chance to breathe shit. Only thing that boy was breathing was that hot air in Mexico. So I do like Dennis winning the match, but Tristan Schoolkate's still here. He's pulling a Flavio Caboli. He's still here. What are we going to do? Who has anything to say about this? He's still here. So it's the quarterfinals, and Tristan Schoolkate's here at the ATP quarterfinals of Los Cabos. He's beaten Daniel Altmaier, Yibing Wu. He's only dropped a set so far. And he seemingly is getting better, because he didn't drop a set in his last match, but he did in his first round. So he seems to be back snapped in form. I like the idea of him covering a spread. Looks to be a bit early. The markets haven't updated fully just yet. I have a set 1 winner and set 2 winner on FanDuel, but we'll check somewhere else real quick for you guys. Make sure we can get everything we can. Los Cabos. All right, looks like the spread is at 3.5. It's minus 200 to have him not lose, plus 4.5 on the game spread. I would lean on that one as the most playable play in this match. But if you wanted to just take El Chapo's money line outright, you can do that as well. I'm not mad at it. Winning 6-1, 6-2 is definitely a very promising performance, but to say he's fully back in form is a bit hard for me to say. We saw what just happened with Boo, right? Like we thought that, or with Bastad already, even like we thought that he had, who was that? Colton Smith? No, who did he play? Adam Walton. We thought he had Walton down packed. He's got smoked. Jesus, he only won one game. So sometimes it goes our way, sometimes it doesn't. I would like to think that Schoolkate gets it done, but I can see him dropping a set to I'm sorry, I can see El Chapo getting it done, but Schoolkate getting a set or keeping the spread close. Don't have a final official pick for it though. Moving on, we have Adam Walton going against James Duckworth. Two people we didn't expect to see in the draw still, I would assume. He got rid of Duckworth, got rid of Falkina, Davidich, Falkina in straight sets. Bastad, like I just said, lost 6-1, 6-0. He got bageled, which is crazy. Yeah, it's looking like Adam Walton's playing probably the better out of the two. He's playing against people that have had some type of reps on the hard court so far, so you know. He's 26 and 14 on the hard courts this season. Duckworth is 11 and 8. Now the guy's moving pretty well. He's getting some really nice shots in Duckworth. He is also a player that's gone through 9 surgeries. So, how flexible is this guy going to be able to maintain throughout this entire tournament? It's hard to say, right? He's 33. He's playing well, though. I mean, he beat Falkina in straight sets, and he did it pretty convincingly. It was 5-0 set point in that first set before, like, he fell apart a bit because he ended up winning the set 6-3, but he was bageling him. So it could be a close one, but I would like to lean on the person with less surgeries, which will be Walton. He's also higher ranked by like 16, so if I had to guess out of the two, I would say Walton. But it's hard for me to say on that one as well. And then next we have Rublev going against Emilio Nava. Crazy enough, I sprinkled a little bit on Emilio Nava to beat Burruchaga last night, and he won crazy enough. In that tiebreak, he was down 5-0 in the third set tiebreak and came back and won 7-6 or 8-6. Pretty good stuff from Emilio Nava. So, and then we have Rublev, who had a pretty easy match against Juan Alejandro Hernandez. He got his bearings pretty quick in that match on the hard courts. He seems to be looking good. So, going against Nava, I don't expect Nava to put up as much of a fight as he did against Ficovich. I think that Rublev takes this in straight sets. If you want to get a spread, maybe take the spread for Nava, but I would take it on Rublev right now. I believe Rublev's spread is at like maybe 3.5. It's at 4.5. I would alt it up. 3.5. It's minus 200. I don't love that either, honestly. Rublev could still slip. But as far as like quality shooting, Nava's had some pretty good shots, but I don't know if he can like maintain that for a whole 2 sets and some against Rublev. So if you were looking at that spread, that'd be the reason why I'd take Rublev. But otherwise, Rublev money line, it's worth minus 525. I'm gonna leave that alone. All right, and last but not least, we have Juan Pablo Ficovich going against Alexander Kovacevic. And they actually have played each other once before, or twice before, but it's been over 3 to 4 years. Okay, in 2019 was their first head-to-head. Ficovich won that, and then in 2022, Kovacevic played him, and they went to a third set in the Morelos Challenger in Mexico. Ficovich is 6-3 so far on the hard courts this season. He's 28-22. And Kovacevic is 26-19 this season, going 9-5. So he has 2 more losses, but 3 more wins in the hard courts over Ficovich. I just think that Kovacevic wins the match. I think he just wins the match. Let's see. Ficovich did go to 3 sets with Canton Alice and won, which is great. Alibek Kashmazov beat him in straight sets, and then we have Kovacevic, who he did have a bit of a lengthy match against Hadi Habib, but he shortened it up against Luis Carlos Alvarez, 7-5, 6-4. It was a bit of a long match. That's 22 games in both sets. So, do I see it going over total games in this one? What is the number at? It's at 22.5. It's plus money for it to go to 24 games. A bit iffy there. I feel like it should go over. Given how both of these guys have played recently, they've had decently longer matches, and the level could drop a bit because of this heat. It's pretty hot down there in Mexico right now. I'm not too mad at it going over 22.5 games if I can't decide on picking Kovacevic to win. We'll see. And that wraps up everything that's going on down in Los Cabos. So we're going to pivot over to ATP Bastad, which will be in Sweden. And we'll start with Jesper de Jong going against Talon Griekspoor. They've played each other once before earlier this year, back in Montpellier on the indoor hard courts. And Griekspoor did lose in straight sets to de Jong. But if you guys do remember how de Jong came out this season, I think he was in... I was confusing him with Luca Van Asch. Because that dude came up into the next gen finals at the end of the year, and he just showed up, and he showed up. He was playing really well. They look very similar to me. And their play styles were very similar. So when I saw de Jong, I was like, who is this guy? Is this not the Luca Van Asch kid? And then I saw that it was this other kid from Holland. So they're both Dutch, right? They're going against each other, but the ranking is about 170, 73, 83 apart. Talon Griekspoor is ranked 29th in the world. De Jong is ranked 106. Talon Griekspoor's been playing really well this season, so I don't know if a set gets dropped here. I really don't. De Jong is one of those people that can he's still here, right? So he beat what the shit? What's that guy's name? Ficovich in straight sets, 7-6, 7-5. Griekspoor only had one match, beating Andrea Pellegrino in 3 sets. A toughie, but he got it done. De Jong is 17-11 on the clay courts this season. Griekspoor is 13-7. That's 4 less losses and 4 less wins. The win percentage 64.4 for De Jong, 63.2 for Griekspoor. Griekspoor did get all the way to the fourth round in the French Open, lost and retired against Zverev. Same fate was for De Jong. He lost in the second round. So a health issue was the issue for Griekspoor, if I could assume anything, because he took time off and then came back and won Mallorca. Didn't do too well in London, and then seems to be coming right back to the clay to do his thing. So I am a Griekspoor fan. If there's one person that does have me the most iffy about him winning, it is this guy in this draw. I don't know why I'm so worried about De Jong going against him. I would probably recommend staying away, but I might not be able to resist. It's 17. It's minus 174. That's a good price, bro. It's a good parlay piece to take Griekspoor today. So we'll work on it. We'll look into it and see if it makes sense. But as of right now, I do like Griekspoor to get the win, even though he lost before and it was on indoor courts. I think the clay would be a little bit different. He's played pretty well on it this season. And next we have Ugo Carabelli going against Misolic, Filip Misolic. Now. I was sitting in my bed this morning, and I saw this match happening. Nino Borges won the first set, and he was up 3-0 in the second set. And I was like... And I had a ticket, I put a little bit on him to get a set, and something else. I forgot what I was... Some ticket I put together. And I was like, this is a dud. This ticket's a fucking dud. He's not going to get me a set. And then he comes back, wins the tiebreak. Down 0-3 in the second set. So Filip Misolic is definitely on his game right now. Respect to that boy. I think he is trying to win this tournament. He's been good for a set the entire time, right? So if we're looking at what he's priced at, he is the favorite as well in this match. He showed some pretty decent resiliency. Going against Carabelli, though, let's see what it looks like. They do have head-to-head history already. Misolic has been the wisest one out of the two. There was a first match retirement from Carabelli. It was 6-3, 5-3 with a retirement right before, but Misolic was winning already. So, and then 6-3, 6-1 in Bucharest this year, back in April. Filip Misolic won. So, seemingly has his number. And he's got it down packed. Going at the Going at their record. Carabelli is 24-12. 65% win rate on the clay. And then Filip Misolic is 35-9. I think we're going to take Misolic again today. I think it's the only thing to do. It's the right thing to do. But look at what happened with Basaveretti and Walton. He beat him twice before. Third time, it was not the charm. It was not the charm. And we have this same situation happening. The third time is not the charm. Will we get this? The record's better. The rank is better. I take it back. The record isn't better, but the rank is better for Carabelli. He's ranked 59. Misolic is ranked 105. But he's beaten him twice before. Toughie here, honestly. I would say Misolic gets it done because he's been getting it done for us. That'd be my real 2 cents. Okay, anyway, next we have In the last of this quarterfinals in Bastad, we have Cerundolo going against Dzumhur. Oh, I take it back. We have one more after that. We have one more after that. All right, so we have Francisco Cerundolo going against Damir Dzumhur. This dude is, I told you, the beginning of this tournament, I was like, this dude is good on the clay. After I saw him at the French Open, I was like, this dude is valid on the clay. Give this man the money. Lost the first set to Hugo Gaston, came back and won 6-2, 6-2 in the next two sets. Beat Sebastian Offner 6-4, 6-4. Cerundolo has only beaten Navone so far. They are 50 ranks apart. They've yet to play each other. The grit that comes from Damir Dzumhur is honestly quite respectable, and his form right now is quite respectable. He is 18-13 so far on the clay this season, going against Cerundolo, who is 20-9. So very strong record on the grass this season. I mean, on the clay this season. He was on a bit of a stinker. He did not get past the first round in the French Open. He lost in straight sets to Diallo. Lost in straight sets to Lehechka in Hamburg. And was able to beat Pedro Martinez, Sebastian Offner, and Nicolas Jarry. But he did pretty well before that in Madrid. He beat Jakub Mensik, Alexander Zverev, Francisco Comesana. So the only person he lost to was Casper Ruud in the semis. Pretty promising. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets it done over Dzumhur in this match. I would be rooting for Dzumhur here, but this is a tough one too. I would take him maybe for a set, but maybe not. Maybe not. If he was able to get rid of Mensik and Zverev in straight sets earlier this year on the clay, he might be. And he went to a tiebreak with Sinner. Yeah. But he fell out of that form, it seems. By the end of the season on the grass, on the clay, he lost in straight sets by the French Open, so he was losing in straight sets to the Yuri Lehechka. But right before that, like in mid-May, he was, taking Sinner to a tiebreak and going against Casper Ruud in the semifinals in Madrid. So, and going against Ben Shelton in the semis in Munich. So he plays a lot. He's been playing really well. I would like for Dzumhur to win, but Cerundolo might be the moneyline choice here. But don't be surprised if there is an upset. That's all I'm going to say. If there's one guy who can cause an upset, it will be Dzumhur. And then last but not least, we have Sebastian Baez going against Luciano Darderi. And they have a pretty fruitful history on the clay, thank goodness. These fucking guys. So, Sebastian Baez is ranked 37 in the world. He's 24 from Argentina. He is 17-11 on the clay this season. All of his wins have been on the clay. On all surfaces, he's 17-16 this year. Then we have Darderi, who is 18-11, who is 21-20. So less losses. Also, I'm sorry, same amount of losses on the clay. Just has one more win. They're like pretty even Stevens here. Baez has the highest win percentage with about 70%. He's ranked better, right? So that doesn't really mean fuck all to me if you looked at how he's been playing. He beat that Nikolai Norwegian 18-year-old who's ranked 300, but that kid dropped a set to that kid, Sebastian. So I think Darderi wins this match. The form that we've been seeing Baez in recently has not been too promising, if you ask me. He hasn't had some decent form since Bucharest, which he made it to the final, but lost against Flavio Caboli. And Lost to Damir Dzumhur as well in Barcelona. He beat him. The only person he beat was Dzumhur, but he's been losing to everybody else. He lost Holger Rune, Damir Dzumhur the next time he played him in Madrid. Vid Kopcheva, Rinky Hijikata, Camilo Ugo Carabelli, Miomir Kecmanovic, Jack Draper. And he's retired from that match in London. So everything else was on clay, and he got beaten in 3 sets. So he gives up a set at the very least. I mean, he'll fight. He'll fight and get a set. But Darderi, I think, gets this done here. Some certified smoke for this would probably be 2-1 Darderi. If you're really trying to go crazy. Let's see. And it's plus 270. So, not bad. Okay? Not bad. Not bad. All right, last but not least, we're going to pop over to Gstaad, where we have our last quarterfinal. And we're going to start with Burruchaga going against Buse. Ignacio Buse going against Roman Burruchaga. They have one head-to-head that was last year. Burruchaga won 7-5, 6-3 in the Ludenschneid Challenger in Germany on the clay. Buse is on a 4-match win streak so far since being in this tournament. Lost to Navone back in the Challenger in Germany. It was at Braunschweig Challenger. He lost in Modena Challenger in Mexico to Diego Tirante. But since then, he's been winning on the clay. We have Burruchaga, who got rid of Siraj and Savchina. I don't know who Dalibor Savchina is, but Pat Siraj is a pretty decent player. Challenger level. Both of these guys are challenger level, right? Like, we see them ranked 167 for Buse, 136 for Burruchaga. I've been more surprised at seeing the name Buse recently. I think him beating Kamil Maifchuk and Laszlo Djere, and also beating Patrick Zaraj in the qualification round in a quicker fashion, in straight sets. I think it does add a little bit of edge to him here. I think it does add a little bit of edge to him. I do favor him ever so slightly, but not too hard. Burruchaga is 30-21 across all surfaces. He's 27-17 on the clay. And Ignacio Buse is 24-12 on the clay, 25-18 across all surfaces. That gives him a 62% win percentage on the clay and gives Burruchaga a 58.3 win percentage on the clay. So, like I said, Buse is looking like he's the one who's going to do it for us. Buse with the Deuce. Pop bottles, celebrate it. Let's get it. Put it on the slip if you need to. And let me know if it hits. He's minus 130 to get it done for the people. I do believe it could be and maybe quite close, but I see him getting the dub here. All right, moving right along. Our next match is Juan Manuel Cerundolo going against Casper Ruud. First time these guys have seen each other. Both pretty decent on the clay. We know Casper Ruud is. He loves the clay. He's 14-4 this season, going against Cerundolo, who is 35-16. They've yet to see each other on this surface or any head-to-head between them. But in 10 matches on the clay, Cerundolo has lost 2. Federico China and Mariano Navone. Ruud lost to Yannick Sinner and Nuno Borges and Holger Rune over 15 matches. So he has 3 losses over 15 matches. And this guy has 2 over 10. Ruud is probably a super favorite here. He's minus 330. He got it done against Stricker, but did it look convincing? Did it look convincing enough to beat Cerundolo, who's dropped a set in every match he's played so far? Against people that don't seemingly play too well on the clay. It should be a safe say to say we get Ruud to get this done for us. I have to be the first one to jump on it. If no one else will, I will. I'll take it. I will take it. If he disappoints us, then you know what? We'll be looking forward to the hard court season, even harder. Because if he don't get this done, I'm surprised. Truly, I am. I think Ruud gets the money line here. All right, next we got 2 more left. We have Comesana going against Bublik. Now, Bublik looked fucking good today. You can say what you want. I think he's there to play. He was caring about his points. It wasn't seeming like... It was looking like he was there to play. I think Alex Bublik is in Switzerland to play tennis. For real. Unpopular opinion, even saying his name, I know. But I like the guy. I think he's good. And I think if you can catch him when he's playing well, you can get some money. I think this is one of those times. All right, so let me see. Bublik and Comesana, they have yet to play each other. Bublik is 35 in the world. Despite all the antics, he is 35 in the world. He is 16-6 on the clay this season. Comesana is 17-11. He has 1 more win over Bublik, but 5 more losses. I like Bublik to win the match. Simple as that. He's focused. I like betting on him when he's looking focused like this. If he doesn't, then it's like, all right, well, we knew why. But at the same time, if you're going to get it while it's hot, I'm going to get it while it's hot. Him and Ruud wouldn't be a bad parlay piece today. Taking the 2 clay boys, enjoying the hard court matches tonight, just watching them, honestly, because been a bit wonky over there in Los Cabos. I ain't going to lie to you. Been a bit wonky over there. So, we'll see. I like Bublik to win the match, though. Pretty straight up. I think he beat Shevchenko pretty convincingly today. And Shevchenko was having a pretty good run on the clay-ish. Like, he's had more wins and more form to be on it after his win against Wawrinka, who was not in the best looking form, granted, but he still got that win, and he made it look pretty convincing. So if he got unconvinced and lost the same way he got beaten, 6-3, 6-2 by Bublik, I think Bublik does the exact same thing to Comesana. I don't see Comesana really being able to fuck with him. We'll love to see a lot of drop shots and stuff like that. I don't see it. I think the level will be there. Maybe it goes into a third set. Maybe Comesana gets a set, but I want Bublik, and I think Bublik will win the match. And our last match will be Jerome Kim and Arthur Cazaux, who have played each other 3 times already. So random. So random. All right. Well, that really, I guess. One's French and one's Swiss, so they're pretty close to each other. Cazaux won in their last head-to-head and went to 2 tie breaks, 6-4. Every match they've played has gone to a tie break. But this is over 5 years ago, so hard to say we'll get the same given our samples. Cazaux is 3-3 on the clay this year. He's had some pretty amazing comebacks, honestly. He was down a set and came back and won against Basilashvili and dropped the second set against Etcheverry, which I didn't think he'd get the first one. So, excuse me. But I want you guys to point out or notice that Cazaux isn't someone that has a record like Etcheverry on the clay. He really just beat the guy because Etcheverry hadn't played a match on the clay yet. And, like, that'd be the crux of these bets a lot of the time. It'd be like somebody is good on this surface, but they haven't played professionally. They haven't played an organized match in a minute. So it's hard to tell if they're actually good to go. I'm trying to stay away from those as best as possible. And you guys, I would recommend and suggest you to do as well. Just because you just don't know how well they're going to be just jumping back to another surface. And I've been seeing it this year more than I was last year, that people can't adjust too well. So, with that being said, I thought Passaro was going to end up beating him, and then we have the home court advantage seems to be helping a bit. He won in 2 tie breaks. So, 2 tie breaks, 5 sets so far from Kim. And then we have 6 sets so far from Cazaux. The favorite in this match is Cazaux, given he's beaten tougher people, for sure. I'm not mad at that, actually. I'd probably take a spread, though, for Kim, being as though they've played each other 3 times, and it's always been kind of close. There's always a tiebreaker. 7-6, 6-3, 7-6, 6-3, 7-6, 6-7, 6-4. So, yeah, it's always within 3 or 4 games that Kim loses by. I would take him plus 4.5 on the spread if you can find that somewhere. But that is seemingly all we have for today. Yeah. Let's hop into the comments, see what you guys are playing for today. I'm going to get this up and upload it for you guys as soon as possible. Make sure you pop into the comments. Let me know what you're playing. Like and subscribe and all that good stuff. It is Big Gatah, and we're getting into quarterfinals. I will see you guys tomorrow for the next one.